What's up, 12s? Buckle up, because things are heating up in Seattle. You blinked and boom, we've already got a Seahawks showing up among the top players in the league, a new piece that could flip the switch on our entire offense, and a potential move behind the scenes that's got everything turned upside down. These are moves that could completely shift the course of our 2025 season. So go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stick with me till the end, because today's video is flat out unmissable. Let's kick things off with a guy who came to Seattle midseason but already became a key piece of this defense. We're talking about Leonard Williams, our beast in the middle of the D-line. He just got ranked the 99th best player in the NFL by his fellow players. That's no small feat, especially with the kind of insane talent all over this league. And if you think he made the list just based on name recognition or past hype, you're way off. Williams just put up the best season of his 10-year career. That's right, 10 years in the league, and he's still climbing. In 2024, Williams logged 11 sacks, 11 sacks from a defensive tackle, leading all DTs in that stat. He also racked up 50 total pressures, making him the fourth most productive interior rusher in the NFL. And check this, a 2.5% sack rate among DTs with at least 200 pass rush snaps, only behind Dexter Lawrence. The craziest part? That was his first full season with the Seahawks. Imagine what he can do now with a full offseason locked in under Mike Macdonald's system. He pulled a PFF grade of 87.1, best of his career. So it's not just raw numbers, it's technique, IQ, burst, and a full grasp of the scheme. And with a more refined defensive system around him, plus guys like Boy Mafe and Uchenna Nwosu stepping up, Williams is set to be even more disruptive. He's the anchor up front, and he's going to be key to making this system click, especially against run-heavy teams like the 49ers and Rams. For the first time in a while, we've got a rock-solid presence in the middle, something we've seriously lacked in recent seasons. Now shifting gears to the offense, we gotta talk about a guy who could be a game-changer in 2025, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. That's right, the speedster brought in to be the deep threat this Clint Kubiak offense desperately needs. A lot of folks have concerns about the drops, and we'll get to that. But first, let's break down why MBS matters in this scheme. On paper, he's tailor-made for what this new offense is building. With Sam Darnold stepping in as the starting QB, the goal is to mix a solid run game with explosive pass plays. And believe it or not, Darnold ranked 6th in the entire NFL last year in yards per attempt, 7.9. That shows he's not afraid to go deep. And if you've got a QB willing to attack downfield, you need a burner who can stretch the defense. That's where MBS fits. He averages over 17 yards per catch across his career. For comparison, not even DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett ever hit that in a full season. Last year with Kubiak in New Orleans, MBS caught 17 passes for 385 yards. That's over 22 yards per reception. That's just wild. He's the kind of receiver who forces safeties to back off, stretches the field, and opens up room underneath for guys like Jackson Smith-Jigba, Cooper Kupp, and even the tight ends like Noah Fant and Elijah Arroyo. It's pretty straightforward. If the defense has to keep two guys deep, the box gets lighter for the run game. But if they stack the box to stop the run, you hit them over the top. That's why MBS is so valuable. He keeps defenses honest. He could be the key to stopping teams from loading the box and shutting our offense down. But here's the big if, the drops. MBS has always had a low catch rate, under 50%. And yeah, deep threats usually have lower numbers, but he's still below average even for that role. Guys like A.J. Brown and Jameson Williams, who also stretch the field, catch a higher percentage of their targets. With MBS, he can break open a defense or kill a drive with one drop on a perfectly placed ball. That's the dilemma. He's the right player for the right role at the right time, but only if he locks in, cuts out the mental errors, and becomes a trusted weapon. If not, defenses will stack the box and dare Darnold to beat them through the air, and without a real deep threat, that gets dicey fast. For now, the coaches are saying all the right things, hyping him up, showing belief. But the real answer will only come when the games start and the ball is flying. And speaking of offensive pieces, there's something brewing behind the scenes that would be a really smart move by our front office. After that blockbuster deal between the Dolphins and Steelers, Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith to Pittsburgh, Minkah Fitzpatrick to Miami, the Dolphins are left with no real tight end depth. They brought in Darren Waller from the Giants, sure. But here's the thing almost nobody's talking about. Waller was retired. He officially stepped away from the game in 2023. Now he's suddenly back, but with a long list of recent injuries and a serious drop in production. So even with the name recognition, there's no telling what he'll actually bring on the field. And that opens a door for Seattle. I'm talking about a potential trade involving Noah Fant. Yeah, it might sound bold, but it makes total sense. Fant's healthy, he's in shape, and he's heading into the final year of his deal, with a base salary of $8.4 million. He's a talented receiver, no doubt. But let's be real, this team is already planning for life without him. John Schneider spent a top 50 pick on Elijah Arroyo this past draft, after grabbing A.J. Barner the year before. Two young tight ends on cheap contracts, with skill sets that complement each other. Fant's a solid pass catcher, but he's clearly not part of the long-term vision anymore. And if the front office really believes Arroyo and Barner are the future, and all signs say they do, this might be the perfect time to move Fant and free up some cap space. Trading him would clear close to $9 million, which could be huge midseason for fine-tuning the roster or extending core players who are part of the future. And for Miami? Even with Waller coming in, they still need real, reliable depth at tight end. Fant would be a perfect fit. They've got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but no trustworthy tight end now that Jonnu Smith is gone. Tua Tagovailoa thrives when he has targets in the intermediate zones, and Fant would give him exactly that: experienced, sure-handed, and dangerous after the catch. It's one of those trades that works for both teams. Seattle gets younger and more flexible, and Miami plugs a big hole in their offense. Bottom line, there's a lot going on in Seattle right now. The defense found its anchor with Leonard Williams playing the best ball of his life. The offense added a field stretcher in MVS, who still needs to prove he can be consistent. And there's a smart, strategic move on the table with Noah Fant. It all shows that this front office isn't standing still. The new regime, Mike McDonald and Clint Kubiak, is grinding, tweaking, testing, and building a legit contender. But now it's your turn, 12s. Do you think MVS can truly be that deep threat this offense needs? Will Williams keep dominating in 2025? And what about Fant? Would you trade him or keep him one more year? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear where your head's at with everything going on in this franchise. And hey, if you're a real 12, show your pride and help this community grow by smashing that like button. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a single update, analysis, or inside scoop on our Seahawks. The season's almost here, and we're riding this wave together every step of the way. Let's go 12s! Go Hawks!